What's the latest policy regarding wearing of the face mask indoors and outdoors in the Philippines? Great news, everyone. Watch this video and find out. Hi everyone and welcome to Jamey Iris TALK TV, where we will be talking about the latest update regarding the executive order that the President of the Philippines had just implemented yesterday regarding the wearing of face masks. But before that, I simply want to say welcome to my channel. This is Jamey Iris TALK TV and I'm inviting you to subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed. And of course, to all those subscribers, I simply want to say welcome back. So what's the latest update regarding the wearing of face mask when you arrive in the Philippines? So once you arrive in the Philippines, great news everyone, for those who are fully vaccinated and at the same time who have booster, you definitely can wear the face mask only as designated and mandated by the law. And how about for those who are unvaccinated as well as elderly or immunocompromised? So what's the rule regarding the wearing of face mask for all of you? So let's find out. So upon your arrival here in the Philippines, yesterday, that's September 12, 2022, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. issued the executive order or EO number 3 allowing voluntary wearing of face masks in outdoor setting. Yes, I know a lot of you have been wishing and at the same time asking, when will the Philippines actually allow the voluntary wearing of face masks? The time has finally come. So now let us take a look. What are the restrictions? And at the same time, what are those that are allowed by this executive order? So let us just take a look from Malacanang Palace, Manila, issued by the President of the Philippines, Executive Order number 3. This is allowing the voluntary wearing of face masks in outdoor settings and reiterating the continued implementation of the minimum public health standards during the state of public health emergency relative to the COVID-19 pandemic. So everyone, all the sources that I will be sharing to you are from the President of the Philippines, from the Malacanang Palace, Executive Order number 03. Now, therefore, through Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., the President of the Philippines, by the virtue of the powers vested in him by the Constitution and the existing laws, hereby ordered yesterday through Executive Order number 3 that there will be now a voluntary wearing of face masks in open spaces. So the voluntary wearing of face masks in open spaces and non-crowded areas or outdoor areas with good ventilation is hereby allowed, provided here are the premises, everyone. Number 1, not fully vaccinated individuals. Second, senior citizens. And third, the immunocompromised individuals are still highly encouraged to wear their mask, and physical distancing will still be observed at all times. So again, these are only for open spaces or what we call the outdoor spaces, as long as it is not a crowded space. Now, what about the indoor spaces? So from the second paragraph, it says, face mask shall still continuously be worn in indoor or private or public establishments, including public transportation by land, air, or sea, and indoor settings where physical distancing cannot be maintained. So that includes everyone, mga kabayan, okay, and all foreign nationals will be flying to the Philippines. Once you're on board the aircraft, then you will still be required to wear your face mask simply because it's an indoor space, and again, physical distancing cannot definitely be maintained. Now, according to this executive number 3 from the Philippines President, it also mentioned that whereas the IATF released resolution number 1, series of 2022 recommended to liberalize the mask mandate by number 1, amending the guidelines and making wearing of face masks optional in open spaces or non-crowded outdoor with good ventilation. Again, as mentioned, provided that the senior citizens and anyone with immunocompromised situations, such as individuals, are highly encouraged to wear their mask. And in the alternative, issues an EO lifting the mandatory mask mandate and allow the optional wearing of face masks in open spaces, outdoor areas, and non-crowded spaces with good ventilation. Now, they also had taken into consideration the following. So, before the president actually had made the decision wherein he is actually allowing the voluntary wearing of the face mask for everyone who actually is in the Philippines for outdoor spaces or open spaces, as of September 6, 2022, there are 72 million individuals already, or 93% of the target population in the Philippines are fully vaccinated, while 18 million individuals, or equivalent to 23% of the target population, have booster doses. And not only that, everyone, they also had taken into consideration this. Now, they said 88 of the country's 121 provinces or highly urbanized cities and independent cities, and 696 of the country's component cities and municipalities are now under alert level number 1. So in simple words, everyone, it simply means that the COVID-19 cases in all of these areas are very low. And of course, never neglecting the fact that the COVID-19 pandemic caused the Philippines economy to contract in 2020, and its effect trickled down to the grassroots levels, resulting in loss of jobs and closures of business. Now, despite that, the Philippines is sustaining growth already in its gross domestic product, the economic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic is still ongoing amidst uncertainties in the international economic environment. So therefore, they also had taken a look at neighboring countries in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations and various countries across the world who have also liberalized the mask mandates without a significant increase in the number of COVID-19 cases. So therefore, the President of the Philippines, through this Executive Order number 3, had decided to allow the voluntarily wearing of the face mask in open spaces with the condition that we mentioned earlier. So everyone, please take note, according to Section 2 of this executive order, once you go back to the Philippines, the minimum public health standards are required for everyone. That includes you and me and everyone else in this country. The minimum public health standards intended to effectively prevent and minimize the spread of COVID-19 in the country shall continue to be implemented consistent with the principles of the shared accountability, evidence-based decision-making, socioeconomic equity, and of course, the rights-based approach. In this regard, the Department of Health is directed to update the MPHS guidelines with the issuance of this order. Now, the Department of Health and the IATF may also submit recommendations for further adjustment in the MPHS, including the liberalization of indoor mask requirements should the indicators for monitoring the status of COVID-19, such as vaccination rates and improvement in COVID-19 booster coverage, warrant the same. So what does this mean, everyone? So we'll just be on standby. Depends on, of course, the condition or the number of people who will, of course, get the booster dosages. And of course, looking forward that the COVID-19 cases will not increase any more. So with that, from the Section 3 of this executive order, they are also asking the assistance and cooperation of the agencies and the local government units. All departments and agencies and instrumentalities of the government, including the SUCs, the GOCCs, the government financial institutions, and the local government units, are directed to render full assistance to and cooperation with IATF for the effective and orderly implementation of this order. Once again, this was actually done in the city of Manila yesterday. That was September 12th, 2022. So once again, everyone, once you come back or fly back to the Philippines, one great thing is you can see the restrictions when it comes to travel are less, and at the same time when it comes to wearing the face mask when you are outdoors or are in the open spaces, it's now voluntary. So let's take a look and wait and see what will happen later on as COVID cases decreases. How will the mandate for the indoor wearing of the face mask will be for the country? But for the meantime, these are the latest updates that we have for the Philippines travel. So everyone, if you are actually flying back to the Philippines, I simply want to say, have a great flight, everyone. Looking forward that you will enjoy your vacation here in the Philippines, whether you're a Filipino, a foreign national, or a Balikbayan or former Filipinos. Looking forward that you'll enjoy and have a great time here in our beautiful country. So once again, everyone, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. This is Jamey Iris Talk TV, where I vlog and update you regarding the latest travel updates, travel guidelines, protocols, and other inspiring videos that definitely will help you and inform you what's happening in and out of the Philippines, and other videos that definitely will be helpful for you. So with that, have a great flight, stay safe and stay healthy. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, everyone.